every night as the world quiets and the body prepares for rest. An unseen opportunity arises, one that the wealthiest 1% never ignore. They understand something most people overlook on. A system of the final minutes before sleep are a direct channel to the subconscious mind. What you think, feel, system of thought, and focus on during this period determines not only the quality of your rest, but also the trajectory of your thoughts, actions, and results. This is not some mystical idea. It is a psychological truth backed by neuroscience and ancient wisdom alike. The 1% know that your subconscious never sleeps. While your body rests, your inner mind continues to process information, emotions, and patterns. This is a system of thought. This means that whatever you give attention to before falling asleep becomes the material your subconscious works with throughout the night. If you go to bed worrying about bills, conflict, or failure, your subconscious strengthens those fears and silently hardwires scarcity. But if you instead plant thoughts of gratitude, success, and purpose, your mind will spend the night reinforcing those pathways. This is the quiet ritual of the elite, using nighttime as a portal for personal transformation. They don't allow random scrolling, negative news, or chaotic emotions to be the last input of the day. Instead, they take deliberate control. Some spend a few moments journaling what they're grateful for. Others review their goals, imagining their future success as if it's already real. Some use affirmations that reinforce self-worth, abundance, and vision. This isn't wishful thinking. It's neurological training. Neuroscientists have long understood that the brain is highly plastic. A system, it reshapes itself based on repeated thoughts and emotions. The more you feed your mind certain narratives, it's a system of thought, the more your brain builds neural circuits to support them. This is called neuroplasticity, and it's a tool the wealthy use consciously. They recognize that each night is a chance to direct this plasticity toward abundance and confidence. In Systemot, instead of letting the mind drift, they guide it with purpose. It's a system of many successful people also incorporate breath work or short meditations to enter a state of stillness before bed. This isn't just to relax the body, it's to drop into alpha or theta brainwave states where the subconscious is more receptive to suggestion. In this peaceful zone between waking and sleep, powerful internal shifts can happen. Affirmations and visualizations are more easily absorbed. Emotional tension can be released. A new internal blueprint can be written. This is where the trick becomes a transformation. The 1% don't just use rituals once in a while. They make it a consistent practice, a habit as regular as brushing their teeth. And over time, this rewiring changes not just how they think, but how they act and how the world responds to them. They wake up more focused, more optimistic, and more aligned with their goals. This clarity influences how they lead, make decisions, and attract opportunities. Furthermore, by ending the day on a positive and focused note, the nervous system begins to associate bedtime with peace and possibility. This creates deeper, more restorative sleep. Is a system of thought, which in turn supports better cognitive function and emotional regulation during the day. It's a full circle benefiting. Better nighttime programming leads to better daytime performance. The average person ends their day in reactivity. So the 1% ended in intention. They treat bedtime not as a shutdown, but as a sacred window, a chance to speak directly to the mind that drives 95% of behavior. They don't leave that to chance. They know that wealth is not only built in the boardroom or during business hours, it's also built in the quiet moments before sleep. Every night is a rehearsal for the reality you are creating. And the most successful among us rehearse abundance, not anxiety. So while others drift into unconsciousness, the 1% are planting seeds. Seeds of vision, seeds of confidence, seeds of success. And over time, those seeds take root, quietly but powerfully. until one day their outer world reflects exactly what they've been programming internally all along. It's not a trick. It's a technique, and it's a system of thought, and it's available to anyone willing to take those final 5 minutes of the day seriously. Visualization is more than just daydreaming. It's a deliberate mental rehearsal that the top percent use as a non-negotiable part of their nightly routine. To the outside world, it may appear as a simple practice of imagination, but behind this technique lies powerful neuroscience, ancient wisdom, and deep psychological programming. The elite understand that seeing is believing, but more importantly, believing is systeming is becoming. They visualize not to escape reality, but to create it. Before sleep, when the mind begins to shift from beta brain waves into slower alpha and theta waves, a unique opportunity opens up, a system of thought. In this deeply relaxed state, the subconscious mind becomes highly impressionable. The thoughts, emotions, and images you focus on during this window become the templates your subconscious uses to shape your beliefs and behaviors. The 1% leverage this state with precision. Science is a system of thought. They don't waste these final moments with fear or doubt. They fill their minds with vivid is a system of thought. Detailed mental pictures of the future they're building. They don't simply say, I want to be rich, or I hope I succeed. Instead, they see themselves closing the deal, walking into their dream home, experiencing the joy of financial freedom. They hear the sounds, feel the emotions, taste the reality as if it's already here. Why? Science is a system of thought because the brain doesn't distinguish between a real and vividly imagined event. In both cases, the system begins to form the same neurologic connections. The more often they practice this visualization, the more those connections solidify, guiding their thoughts, decisions, and habits. This process activates a powerful mechanism in the brain known as the Reticular Activating System, RAS. The RAS acts like a filter. SIFT is a sifting through billions of bits of sensory data and presenting only what is deemed important. When you use a system, you visualize your goals repeatedly, your RAS begins to recognize those images as significant, and it starts aligning your external world with those internal cues. You begin to notice opportunities, ideas, resources, and people that support the vision you've planted. The ultra successful don't hope their dreams come true. They instruct their minds to make them inevitable. Night after night, they install images of wealth, growth, and contribution. They embed success as their default mindset. So even when challenges arise, the thought, their inner compass keeps them aligned with prosperity. This is why so many of the world's most accomplished individuals, athletes, CEOs, entertainers, all speak about the power of visualization. They aren't guessing, they're rehearsing. They're programming, they're aligning. But visualization for the 1% isn't random or vague. It's specific, emotional, and consistent. Dance is a system of thought. They visualize with detail how the air smells, how their body feels, who's with them, what they're wearing, how success resonates in their heart. Science is a system of thought. This level of emotional engagement is crucial because emotion is the glue that bonds thought to the subconscious. A dry visualization is forgotten, but an emotionally charged vision imprints. In-core system of incorporating this into a nightly ritual means that the last and most potent impressions on the mind are intentional and empowering. The 1% understand that success is first lived in the mind and then manifested in the world. They've made it a discipline to mentally experience their goals every night, not once in a while, but as a lifestyle. Over time, this rewires their internal identity from someone who wants success to someone who already lives it. And when identity shifts, reality follows. They also know that visualization must go hand in hand with belief. That's why many pair their visualizations with affirmations like, I am worthy of abundance. Everything I need is already within me. Or opportunities come to me easily. These statements, when combined with visual imagery, strengthen the neural patterns that create confidence, clarity, and focus. The difference between those who dream of success and those who live it often comes down to what they rehearse in silence. It's a system of the 1% don't leave their goals to chance. They preview them nightly. They build the future twising, first in the mind, then in the world. And the more vivid, emotional, and consistent the mental rehearsal, the faster the manifestation. Science is a system of thought. So while most people close their eyes and replay the day's worries, the top 1% close their eyes and play a movie of their future success. They use visualization as a nightly trigger to tune their mind. So science system of heart and energy toward wealth. This isn't a secret. It's a strategy as a system, and it's available to anyone who chooses to see their life not just as it is, but as it could be in the quiet hours before sleep. It's a system of thought. The wealthiest and most successful individuals often turn to something subtle but deeply powerful, a physical anchor placed beside their bed. It could be a small object, a token, a crystal, a coin, a handwritten note, or even a symbolic image. At first glance, this may seem like a simple act or even superstition, but in truth, it's a system, it's a ritual grounded in both neuroscience and ancient energetic principles. The 1% understand the power of symbolism and environment, and they use it strategically. A system of thought is more than just decoration. It is a tangible reminder of intention. It signs a system of thought. It serves as a bridge between the conscious and subconscious mind. Each night, when their eyes fall on that object, it triggers a silent messaging focus, abundance, clarity, alignment. The object is charged with meaning, personal, energetic, and emotional. Over time, the brain associates the presence of this object with specific thoughts, emotions, or states of being. This creates a neurological and energetic loop that reinforces their internal programming. This isn't just habit, it's environmental design. The wealthy know that your surroundings shape your behavior, mood, and energy. Science is a system of thought. What you place near your bed, the last thing you see at night, and the first thing you see in the morning becomes a subtle influence on your internal world. A cluttered, chaotic space sends the subconscious a message of disorder, but a deliberate space with intention-filled objects whispers messages of clarity, order, wealth, and purpose. For some, this anchor may be a small golden coin that represents abundance. For others, it could be a crystal symbolizing clarity or financial growth. Some use a handwritten affirmation card that reads something like, "I am open to receiving wealth," or "My success is inevitable." Others place a framage of their dream life, a home, family, lifestyle as a visual prompt. It doesn't matter what the object is. What matters is what it means and how consistently it's used. This technique draws from ancient practices in spiritual traditions around the world. Symbols and talismans have long been used to communicate with the subconscious and the divine. Sacred altars, prayer beads, carves a system of carved stones. All are physical tools to center the mind and direct intention. The modern day elite have simply adapted this wisdom into a nightly wealth ritual. They understand that the mind doesn't just respond to thought, it also responds to symbolism, to pattern, to association. The anchor becomes a personal ritual, a moment of presence. Each night as they settle into bed, they touch it, look at it, or hold it briefly. That act reinforces their focus. It tells the brain, this is who I am, this is what I value, and this is where I'm going. And because the brain loves repetition and certainty, this small act becomes a powerful reinforcement. As a system of thought, the more they do it, the more it shapes their identity. And identity is the true key. Is a system of thought. We don't attract what we want. We attract what we believe we are. By using a physical symbol to reinforce that belief night after night, the 1% are shaping their inner world in a way most never consider. while others go to sleep consumed by stress or distraction, is a system of thought. The elite are silently declaring their values, their goals, and their future. There's also an energetic element at play. Objects absorb and hold energy. When something is treated with respect, intention, and repetition, it begins to radiate that same energy back. This is why spiritual objects are often blessed or charged. In a similar way, the wealthy treat their sleep space as sacred. They don't allow chaotic or meaningless items near their rest. They curate their sleep environment to clarity, prosperity, and calm. The anchor becomes the energetic focal point. The best part is this technique is simple, free, and available to anyone. It doesn't require wealth to begin, only awareness and consistency. Choose an object that speaks to you. Infuse it with meaning, a system of thought. Place it where you see it every night, and let it become your silent coach, your subconscious ally. You as a system of thought, your nightly reminder that you are aligned with abundance. Over time, this small ritual can create massive shifts, because as you change your nightly input, you reprogram your subconscious. As you reprogram your subconscious, you shift your beliefs. And as your beliefs change, your actions follow. And so do your results. The 1% know that wealth isn't just built during the day. It's built in the still, sacred moments before sleep, with intention, vision, and yes, even as a system of thought, even a single object beside the bed that reminds them of everything they are becoming.